How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to Cracked Open Games and Toys. Today we're taking a look at some ways to actually clean your video games and toys in your collection. And don't let your eyes deceive you. Everything that I'm going to show you here today is purposely already kind of dirtied and has been sitting in probably just some open space and non-plexi or glass-proofed. So we're going to take a look at Star Saber today. He's just been sitting out in the open in my collection, and fortunately has some yellowing and stuff going on already with that. Not sure if I can do anything about that because I'd probably have to remove all these parts and put it in that, I can't remember what that dip is called to kind of remove that oxidation. But we'll see if we can get him at least a bit cleaned up for this video, along with Braidstorm, who is from the Power of the Primes line. This is a really cool figure. He's just been sitting out in the open, so we'll take a look at him and get him cleaned up too. And then some older boxes for alternators and stuff that I've just had in storage, and you can see that these are just caked on with dust. So yeah, this isn't the fun dust either. This is the stuff that, you know, even if I'm pushing at it with my thumb there, it is caked on. And without the proper stuff to treat it with, this is not coming off if you want the boxes to look all nice and everything. So yeah, we'll go through that. And then there's actually a couple tricks I want to show you guys with getting some of these harder to remove markings off of older video games too. And some channels have been sharing these secrets recently, but I'll get to this as well. So yeah, I hope you guys stick around, enjoy the video, and can pick up some tips and tricks along the way about cleaning your collection and keeping it nice for display and everything. Alright guys, so without any further delay, let's check out some of the boxes first, then we'll check out the toys and get back to the video games. Alright guys, so let's start with one of these alternator boxes. We'll get through both of them, but we're going to have these things looking nice and crystal clear by the time that we're done here with these. And these have just been sitting in my basement in an open bookshelf, so yeah, they've just collected some of the, you know, dust and probably kitty things that they kick up, and you know, just it is caked on there. And like I showed you, this is like, unless I scrape at it, like it's really caked on there. So we'll go ahead and take a look at how to get some of the stuff off. And the first thing, mainly, I know this sounds simple, but your main weapon in dealing with almost all this stuff is just going to be your microfiber towels. So we're going to have that, use it for everything. I just usually use a red one because that tells me that they're dirty and they need to go in the wash. So let's start off with that. And the other product I'm going to introduce you guys to, which I haven't seen on a lot of YouTube videos, so this will be interesting. And my wife used to actually sell for these guys, but I'll go into a little bit of detail about that. This is called Melaleuca, and this is Tough and Tender. And why I recommend this stuff so much higher above everything else, it is, yeah, it's completely made of like plants and stuff like that, but doesn't contain anything that is going to destroy your plastics on your toys or anything like that. Is completely like acid free, and it's sold by this company called Melaleuca. So what I'd say about them is they're kind of like an Avon company or something, where it's a little bit pyramid schemey if you get into it and the inner workings of it and stuff, but this product is just freaking amazing, and I haven't found anything else that's close to it. And even without getting to a sales rep or buying at a discounted price, if you're like a member through them or whatever, you can just buy this directly off their website. And it is a little bit higher price for non-members, but you can get the concentrate, and this stuff lasts forever. You just get a big thing of concentrate, and then you'll be mixing these spray bottles for like years. You know, you don't have to keep subscribing or buying or anything. You just get the concentrate and then make your own. So I'm going to show you how good this stuff is today. And like I said, I'm not a rep or anything for them, but I just want to show you guys how absolutely amazing this stuff is for both games and toys. So let's start off, and I mean, you can spray directly, but I don't recommend it just because like you don't want to saturate the cardboard and stuff that may be on one of these old boxes. That might be a lot more valuable than something like an alternators box. But I'm showing this to you because I really like these boxes for the alternators, the early ones, and this guy's been sitting around. I'd like to make it a little bit more cleaned up, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray the rag. You can give it a healthy coating on there. And then just literally, and I can kind of brush this off camera for a second, get some of that top layer of dust off. And I'm just going to do it on the side that does not have the product on there, just so I can get off a lot of that top coat of dust that is on there without getting that all over my clean side. So that's literally all I just brushed off there. You guys saw how bad it was, but I just got that top layer of dust off there. And now with this Tough and Tender stuff, I'm just going to start wiping. And we'll see how, like, you know, I was scraping at that with my fingernail to get that off of there. But this caked on nasty dust, and I don't know why this product works so well. I feel like I'm doing an infomercial here, but like I said, my wife used to be a member, a actual distributor of this product, and that's why we still have so much like back stock of it that we're using. But like I said, you can just order this directly from them without having to pay any type of membership fee or anything like that. It's just going to be a little bit of a higher price, which, you know, if you just buy one thing and get that done, then that's probably all you're going to need for quite some time. But anyway, it's like magic, you know, no magic involved here. I am just using the product in a microfiber, and that's where we're getting to off of that caked on disgusting dust layer. And you can still see some of the, you know, the residue and stuff that's wiping away, but I'll use the other side once I'm finished wiping that. Let's go ahead and take another dry side here and give it a wipe down. There we go. And that looks awesome on the top. Hell yeah. And yeah, there's not any of that grime or anything left there that was there before. And let's go ahead and just do a quick wipe down this entire box now, since it was all not as bad as the top, but it was all kind of nasty. Just want to get anything off of there that may have had it looking like trash. And we just got our 10 years back out of this box, right? Looks amazing now. And I got the side swipe box here too. We'll do the same thing on that in a second, but you can see, like, you got dirty boxes or you're a store owner or something, and you know, some of your collections some of your products been picking up dust. I mean, this stuff, it will kill that dust. Even the hard caked on stuff that usually would take, you know, 10 different products and 10 cleaning cycles to get it off. This Melaleuca stuff just destroys it. So yeah, you know, if I wasn't talking to you guys and explaining about what I was doing, then we would have been done in a couple minutes here. Yeah, look at that guy. It's great, right? Brand new. Aside from the aging on the box for a, you know, circa 2003 or 4 era toy, this thing's good to go. My wife actually got this one for me, like one of our first Christmases we were together. So that's awesome. I still got this guy too. He's just in a different acrylic case in my display. But yeah, let's move along. Hop on next to the side swipe box, and I'm not even going to spray this thing again. I'm just going to use that same damp side from the same right. You can see how much, I mean, just look how much dust and dirt that took off already. That's insane. But I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to brush it down with a dry side, and then we can go on to, you know, cleaning it off like we did the other one. Just don't want all that dust and debris in my light box, if that makes any sense to you guys. Sorry, I'm doing the little bit of dusting part off camera. But yeah, that's just brush it. Didn't do any special treating or anything to it. And like I said, I'm just going to use that same dirty side that I had already kind of sprayed down a little bit for the Hound box, and we're just going to start wiping away and see if we can do this box without even spraying anything more on it. So same deal, no tricks. It just completely dissolves that nasty trash on there. And I might have to spray it a little bit more, but I mean, we're kind of getting close to getting there. And like I said, I tried to pick the nastiest boxes I had to show you guys. Is that gunk on there? Or is that just this is tape, I think? Because the stuff doesn't do quite as good a job as Goo Gone at like removing some residue like that, but they'll take off like a top layer of it. And you can see we're, you know, without even spraying any more product, I'm kind of where I want to be. I'm going to hit it with the dry side, just to, again, get some of that gunk and residue off there that I just smeared all around. And now look how clean and clear that plastic is looking. Got a little bit of residue over here. Let's see if we can get that off too. And it's smearing a little bit, so I think it needs to be a little damper there. Just trying to get it, all that gross dirt and debris that was kind of matted into this to come out. Flip it over, use the dry side. Cool. All right. So again, I didn't even spray it again. I just used the same side that I already dampened, and we're getting 2 boxes out of that already. So like I said, this stuff goes a mile for what you're going to spend on it. Super cost efficient, even if you're just buying it directly. Sometimes they have it on Amazon too. If you can catch it on Amazon or eBay, you know, at a good price, then just snag it on there too. But I think the company tries to take down those listings because I guess they're not legit or whatever. They want you to buy straight from their company. But it is what it is. I'm just the messenger. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. Not even going to put a link down at the bottom or whatever. Just going to show the product, and if you like what you're seeing, you know where to get it. All right, now we're done with this guy. So I told you guys, only a couple minutes to, you know, get these done. If I'm not talking through the whole thing, if I'm just showing you, then, you know, that's what we're getting. Yeah, a little residue left on this one, but let's see if we can get that off. And I like showing you guys this, except from that part that I, you know, kind of dusted the top layer off camera. I like showing you guys if I can get the stuff on camera, because I think it just drives home the point that even the worst looking stuff can get cleaned up really nicely. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's move along. All right, let's move on to Brainstorm here, a smaller, this is deluxe class, and I think I said it was early from Power of the Primes, but I can't remember, honestly. It's either from Power of the Primes or Titans Return, one of those 2 lines. I bought so few stuff from that line that, from those lines that I just can't remember what's what, but it could have been either. But just to start off here, and what I like to do on some of the smaller toys to get in some of the crevices and stuff, I bought this thing from like TJ Maxx. It's just like a portable dust gun, and it both sprays air from this side, and it will kick out air, or I'm sorry, it will vacuum air from this side, and then it will blow air from this side. So it does both at the same time. It has like a little charging stand. I mean, this is like under $10 you can get these for. And I do like to dust these down first, so just pardon the noise for a second. I'm going to go ahead and dust this guy. So while it's probably not the most ideal on a smaller deluxe figure, if you're working on like Titan scale and you got stuff up on your top shelf that's not protected by glass or anything, getting one of those like portable little dust busters basically can save you a lot of time getting off any like spider webs or any disgusting, nasty stuff like that. But again, once we got him kind of first round vacuumed off there with anything, any top layer debris, just like we did for the boxes, then we can just start giving a wipe down with the Tough and Tender, and just giving them a wipe down here. And if you need to, you can like pop off any extra parts or anything like the head if you want to do that individually. With a gun, I'm just going to kind of work around that. And depending on how much time you have, you can get a lot more in depth with your cleaning. Maybe transform or get in between modes so you can kind of get all the parts. I'm just going to kind of do a wipe down, and then anything that I need to get around, I can just kind of flip or take off, like you saw the back piece there to the backpack. But yeah, this guy was just out in the open. He's got a little bit of grimy bit just on the top there where the dust would have settled. Get a damp spot on the rag. Spray it again here. So like with this stuff, just like the boxes, what this is going to make a really big difference for is like glossy plastics. You'll be able to see that difference right away with all that dust and crud coming off of there. And clear plastic. So let's see. This doesn't look too bad right now. Let's go ahead and give that a wipe down. See if we can get it to look even better here. I think it's smearing a little bit, but let's get it on a dry side. And yeah, for like any little parts where it's going to have like crevices and stuff, just get your microfiber and just kind of work it in there. I mean, all this stuff is pretty basic knowledge, but I just, some of this stuff gets so dirty in your collection and people just don't have the time to do it. So I'm trying to show you guys like pretty quick workaround for doing this if you get the time. Let's put all this stuff back on here. And some of these, depending on like what animals and level of dust that you have in your home, if you aren't, let's see, oh yeah, it's kind of nasty inside that port there. Let's go ahead and give that a wipe down too. Yeah, like your level of, if your collection is exposed to open air, if you have pets, if you guys are hopefully non-smokers, but if you are, that stuff can all contribute and cake on to the toys. Our main problem is with our cats and cat litter. So if any of that dust or anything that the cats are doing in your home, that's much better, get kicked up in the air, that is going to sit and collect on any toys that you have in the open. So yeah, it's always good to spend a little time cleaning, and if you can't clean, then hopefully you have the money to invest into glass or plastic to put your figures under. But yeah, he's looking pretty good now. Just basic thing, dust, and then wipe down, and good to go. All right, we'll move along. All right, and here we got Masterpiece Star Saber, and I know this guy gets kind of a bad rap for, we're not really having much detailing or, being all plasticky and stuff, but I still like this guy. I didn't pick up the HasLab one just because I thought this guy was nice enough. I just didn't have room for him in any of my glass or plexi displays, so he's been out in the open just kind of chilling, and I'm not sure if the open air has done the yellowing to him, or if that's just something that more people are experiencing over time with their Star Sabers, but definitely happening to both the I guess that's not paint there, the red is the paint. So yeah, it would just be all the white plastic that's on him. But yeah, let's go ahead and get him cleaned up too, the same way. We're just going to dust him off first, and I'm going to dust him off outside the light boxes so I don't get all that crud in here. So give me 1 second. And yeah, the little duster isn't going to get off much of the top layer, besides you can kind of see it's still all coated there, but just like the top layer of dust, if there's any spider webs or any gross stuff like that, it will take them off there. So yeah, same process again, because I really just like how this product works on plastics. So I'm going to switch to a clean side on my rag here, one that I've just used as a dry side. And we'll spray that guy down some more. Again, I'm not going to spray the figure because I don't need that much on the figure itself, just a little bit. And we're just going to start cleaning this guy and see, how far and how good we can get here just by giving him a wipe down and then coming back and drying him off. Again, if you want to, you can always detach or unplug anything on your toy that might be getting in the way, like mine is kind of having to work around this centerpiece right now without disassembling the whole thing, but you know. All right, let's keep drying them off. It really makes this the plastic shine too. I don't know why plastic loves this stuff so much, but you know, I've tried a lot of different things in my 27 years of collecting, and I'm telling you guys, this stuff is the magic. It is the magic ingredient. All right, so I think I'm just about good here. I'm not really, you guys might notice some stuff on camera, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of dust anymore on him, and he's looking pretty happy, man. He's looking like he's gleaming. And yeah, just a little unfortunate with the slight tan he's got going on him now, but I guess if I ever wanted to, I could always just paint him and give him a fresh coat of actual white paint on the spots where he is slightly yellowing there. So yeah, next we'll take a look at some games. All right, next I got this really old game cleaning kit, and I got this maybe about 10 years ago when I started retro collecting again off of like Amazon. I'm not sure if they still have these things available, but there's a couple little things they include in these that are really super valuable. And even though I've gone through this cleaning supply, there's just like 90% isopropyl in there now. But I'll show you guys what's really cool about these if you can still find them at a cheap price. Again, I wouldn't overpay for these if you can't find them. You can just use Q-tips, honestly. But if you can find one of these at a good deal still, I'd pick it up. They're good for the old systems. But yeah, let's first clean off this cleaning kit case, because it is nasty and grody. And again, we're just going to do the same thing and just wipe this guy down. It is coated in that nasty dust and cat stuff. And again, this isn't like just a thin coating of dust on here that, you know, I'm making to look easy. This is the real deal, like you guys saw in the beginning. It is all that nasty caked on dust that I couldn't even barely scratch off with my fingernail. So the fact that this stuff is taking it off in just a few wipes and is like all natural stuff, like, I don't know what you could beat it with. I'd like to see any product that comes close to it, because I haven't found it yet. I mean, look at that. Freaking fantastic. And I'm just going to move around here. I feel like some of this old plastic is snapping on me while I'm trying to clean it. Good thing these things are not very valuable at all, since it's already been opened and used. I just like to keep my stuff in semi-nice display condition. I don't know if I can get, oh yeah, put that little residue mark just wiped right up. No problem. And again, this stuff is only like that because they've just been kept on open shelves. But even if you have stuff like that that you think is past the point of no repair, there is hope for you, because I just did that. Boom, we are golden. Looks like it is fresh off the factory lines. Got my brand new cleaning kit. Oh, gloss, man, that is sick. I love these old 90s packaging. It looks so cool. I might as well wipe down my light box while I'm at it too. Get some of this dust residue out of here. It's become a project today. Oh yeah, let's start with something simple like Final Fight. And yep, this guy's coated, but I'm not even going to spray this again because I know what it can do. And I'm just going to start wiping it down. This has some yellowing on it. I'm not sure if if that's dust or if that's all just yellowing. We'll see. It looks like half and half. The yellowing is not going to come out like we saw with Star Saber and Brain Fart there. But anything else going to come right off of there. You can use it on the labels. Again, you're not going to damage anything with this stuff, so you can do it carefree. I just wouldn't go too liberally on the product itself that you're cleaning. I would try to mainly, like we've been doing, stick into the microfiber cloth itself when you're doing the wiping. And maybe somebody put a bad backing on this or something, because it's like, see, it's like stained. That's really odd. Maybe we'll come back to this one and see if we can get it looking any better. But the thing that's kind of universal for these cleaning kits are these pads that they included. And even if you don't have a Genesis or a Super Nintendo that these came in, I know most people will just use Q-tips, but I really prefer these. These things are kind of beat to hell, but I kind of prefer these here. This side's pretty good, just because they get that whole wide area on there. I'm not sure if anybody makes an equivalent to what this would look like today. Maybe just like a, I don't know, like a scrubbing pad or something. It's small, but I mean, these ones were perfect to get right in there and clean your cartridge heads with those with that alcohol. And again, I think I just got 90% in there right now, just so it takes off any of that dust, gunk, anything that's sitting on there. And yeah, we're good to go. Aside from some of that yellowing on the back, I don't think I can do anything about that, but yeah, we'll check some other stuff out next. So yeah, like I was trying to show you guys, I think I had my mic off, but the whole goal of what I was showing you there, probably just crank the music up at the edit. But we want to put the dry erase marker over whatever markings you have on your cartridge you're trying to get rid of. And I think what the goal is here is to try to reactivate that ink that was underneath so that we can pull it out of there then. Because the previous owner probably tried to do that and it wasn't, whatever they used, rubbing alcohol or whatever, didn't like saturate enough to pull it out. So let's go ahead and see if this dry erase marker did the trick. And it's going to take a standard paper towel here and start scraping that off of there. You got the dry eraser, that might work even better. Let's try to keep this on camera because it is kind of magical if we get it to happen. You know, it just kind of looks like I'm smearing that ink around right now, but I promise you it's trying to do something. Did we get it? It's still there. It's still there a little bit. Let's get some 90% on there. Yeah, let's clean off what we got so far with some 90% and see if we can't do a round two to get everything off of there. And again, this game isn't really worth anything if I mess something up, but I would rather not hit the label. And it's still there just a little bit. So we're going to try one more round with the dry erase marker and see if we can't get the whole thing to clean off. And again, sorry for the audio missing on the first round, but as you can see, it's still, yeah, not as bad. It's still there. But, you know, I'm doing this in real time, so we're just going to try to get it with one more hit. I'm going to go even smaller this time so I don't leave as much ink. And I'm just going to try to go in those circles again right over the actual number. And it's even hard for me to kind of see it in my lightbox lighting anymore, but you know, I'm not trying to leave as big as an ink marking down as I had the first time. Just kind of in the areas that had the marker exposure. Click it one more time. Yeah, I'll let it cook for another minute. And we'll see if this time if we can't get it all off of there. All right, let's see what we got this time. I'm hoping we're close because I really don't feel like doing a third round on this. Sorry to you guys watching, but hopefully we get close enough in the ballpark where this is acceptable now. But yeah, just gonna take my paper towel again. Try not to wipe any of that on the label. Through the magic of dry erase markers. Can't tell yet. Looks like some of it might still be hanging out. But, I mean, we're getting, for something that's been caked on there for probably 20 years, 25 years, I mean, we're getting to about as good as we can get here, or hope for here. And yeah, I'm just going to hit it with just a little bit of Goo Gone too, just to see if that will, and I never recommend using a lot of Goo Gone, but I can still see a little bit of remnant of that number there. And maybe we'll just try wiping the rest of that away on camera. See if we can't get all of that residue off of there. And yeah, it's still fighting me, but probably as close as I can imagine getting it at this point. But let's get the alcohol back on there, get it all cleaned up, and see what we got. All right, so looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but better than it was. All right, let's take our alcohol to that. See if that can do the final trick. I mean, you can see on the Q-tip there, it is trying. It is trying. Now this was, yeah, some of them come off really easy. Like I said, that Ninja Turtle one was coated and that turned out beautifully. But this is just one of those things where your mileage might vary a little bit and the time that you invest into it may vary just a little bit as well. And I mean, I can see it just faintly now, and there's some more the marker residue over here. I'm going to try to clean off a fresh Q-tip. But yeah, that looks pretty dang good. So yeah, this is going to be my final result for this one. And can you guys see it still there? Leave me a comment, let me know, because I can see it just ever so slightly on my end. But on the camera end, aside from, you know, the few parts that I didn't quite get with the Expo marker that I did, that's my fault. But it looks like those rental numbers on it came off pretty good. So yeah, there we go. Looking pretty sharp there. So yeah, guys, this has been a look at some cleaning solutions for both your games and toys, and hopefully none of the stuff in your collection gets as bad as some of the stuff that I've shown you from my collection today. Again, these weren't anything that was behind Plex or anything like that. These were just loosies that I had out in my collection, you know, stuff that was on bookcases or in storage. These were actually in sliding out cabinets, but for some reason they still got dust and dirt on them. But yeah, I like doing little informative videos like this because little tricks that I've used for my collection when I go to display my stuff before I either put it under glass or under plexi or basically moving it to a dust-free location. These are usually what I do to wipe them down and get them looking nice again. And yeah, like you guys saw for these plastics here that just were caked on with that nasty dirt that just came off right now, these are smooth and clean to the touch now. Like, this stuff is absolute miracle worker, especially if you've got stuff in storage that you have no idea how much dust and dirt it's caking on there. This is, you know, acid-free, no toxic chemicals or anything. The only thing I would recommend is if you are interested in getting it, just go through their website and, you know, pay the slight markup and get concentrate that you can mix yourself, because then you'll be having this stuff for ages. So yeah, awesome product, just a little hard to come by if you don't know somebody that actually sells it. So yeah, guys, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions or anything, be sure to leave a comment down below. If this is the type of content that you're into, please check out the channel and consider subscribing. Remember to like and share and all that other good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care and have fun.